Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Acrylic going here with yet another new video. So, today, by the way, I got a new mic. I'm not actually going to get super close to it because that's loud and annoying. But, today we're going to be doing a Call of Duty tier list. So, we're going to be ranking every single COD main franchise, none of this like side bullshit besides COD Mobile. But none of those like fucking Clash of Clans clones that they made a few years back. None of that. Just the FPS mode. And specifically just the main line of the COD games. So, with that out the way, let's just jump right the fuck into this. Because let me break down the tiers actually real quick before we jump right into this. So we have GOAT, obviously at the very top. It's the greatest of all time. It's the best COD out there. Then we have Amazing. Then we have Pretty Good. Then we have Solid. Then we have Kinda Mid. Kinda mid, obviously. Bad. And Trash. And look, if you're in those bottom three tiers, God bless you, because I'm not gonna play you. Then in the never played / duplicate tier, we have, let me pull this up, because God knows. So Big Red 1, that's so Finest Hour, United Defensive, Black Ops Declassified, COD 3, Roads to Victory, and then Black Ops Zombies is a duplicate because I'm just going to rank that in Black Ops. There's 2 Vanguards. Don't ask me why. That seems like hell. And obviously Call of Duty Online, which was in China, which recently got discontinued, which sucks, but I heard it was really good. But I never played it. I wasn't able to, so I can't rank it for that reason, which I feel is a pretty fair reason. But just want to explain why that one is in the never played / duplicate tier. So, with that out the way, let's jump right into this. We're going to be going chronologically, starting with Call of Duty 1. So, obviously, very bare bones. I don't even know if there was a multiplayer. I only played the campaign for this game. And look, campaign, honestly, was pretty fucking fun. I had a good time with it. And it's probably a top 10 campaign for me in COD. Granted, there's a lot of CODs that don't have the best campaigns. But yeah, personally, I'm on a top 10 on it probably. So, but look, gameplay kind of lacking, visuals obviously lacking. It was the very first one. And I just can't put it at the like anything above solid. And I think it was solid. I think that's a good baseline. I think Call of Duty 1, honestly, very good baseline COD. It set the stage, and it was super fun. And, World War II shooters weren't done to death at this point. They weren't, like, super common. Like, they were common, but they weren't everywhere. So, kind of was refreshing. So, for that reason, it deserves a solid spot, baby. Oh, yeah. And then Call of Duty 2, I'm going to keep it real. To me, this game felt almost identical to COD 1. I don't have any issues with it. It feels like the same game to me. Granted, I haven't touched it in like 8 years. So it could be very different. I don't know. But off of my memory, it's solid. Then we have COD 4 Modern Warfare. Oh, baby. Now this is where it gets good. It completely innovated the franchise, revamped the multiplayer. Was Spec Ops introduced then? I think so, but it was only in campaign form, basically. And the story, so good. It was short as fuck, but it was very fun. And the multiplayer, like I said, completely innovated the franchise and honestly put it into the mainstream. Without this game, we don't have COD as we know it. If we have COD at all. So for that reason, and it being an honestly really fun game, I'm putting it in amazing tier. It's honest to God one of the best CODs of all time. I don't think it's the GOAT, but it's up there. And then we go to World at War. By the way, let me just say, these like next 5 CODs, all bangers. All bangers up to the end of Black Ops 2. All of them are amazing. Like not an amazing tier, but like, they're all very good. So, World at War. Listen. I'm a zombies fan. And without World at War, we don't have zombies. Like, at all. As a mode. Or hell, maybe even as a concept. We don't have, that mode in Call of Duty. And it was such a fun fucking mode. It's so good. My only gripe with World at War Zombies is it's really glitchy. And, like, certain maps, like, Shino Numa, had like the zombies glitch where it couldn't spawn in more than, I want to say, like 30 zombies at a time. So if you got the Wonderwolf, you could pretty much get to around 1 billion if you really just wanted to. Because Wonderwolf's infinite damage, obviously. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. But the campaign, one of the best campaigns ever in the series, if not the best, genuinely. The multiplayer. Look, I didn't play the multiplayer that much. I've tried revisiting it, and it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but zombies, you know what? That's great. This game, just like MW, the OG, extremely innovative, and for that reason, I'm putting it in amazing. And personally, I'm putting it above MW, just sheerly off how fun it was to play, and how much zombies changed the course of COD. And specifically the Black Ops series, which followed up World at War. Then we have Call of Duty MW2, the OG. Not this new one, which we'll get into at the very end. I wasn't the biggest fan of co-op in it. Honestly, I prefer MW3's co-op. By a long shot, actually. I know it's a really hot take. MW2 co-op, it's fine. I personally prefer the amount of options MW3 gives you to do missions or survival or other things, which MW2 doesn't. It's basically just missions. And, like, that's fine. But it's also kind of boring. Because I already have played through... Well, you may have already played through the campaign. So to me, there's not much fun in going, I just finished the campaign. I'm going to play missions with my buddy. And for that reason... And I've played all the Spec Ops in MW2 and MW3, all the missions, all that. For that reason, I dislike the co-op. The multiplayer, phenomenal. Chef's kiss. Honestly, potentially the best multiplayer COD has ever seen. Potentially. It definitely is the most memorable. Without a doubt, you have Rust. You have fucking High Rise. I want to say as well, it was called Sky Rise. It was one of the two. You have some other fucking famous maps. I want to say Crash was in MW, the OG one, but I'm pretty sure they brought back in MW2. Regardless, fantastic map. And just fantastic multiplayer in general. You know, some of the perks kind of OP, but hey, that was MW at the time. They just had a bunch of random shit. And that was just COD in general. They had a bunch of OP stuff that was just thrown throughout. So, you know what that happens? Also, I have my dog here, so if you hear, like, a dog crying, he's chilling. His name is Mater. You can't see him, but he's huge. But that is a huge thing. And then, campaign. I understand that people's complaint of it feels more like an action movie than it does a, like, war story, which I agree with, especially on one of the missions. I don't know the name of it, but it's like the third or fourth mission. Dude, I'm recording. What is it? Okay, you know what? 1 second. I don't edit tier list videos, so you're just going like literally see this entire thing. Mater, do you want out? Okay. He didn't want out. He was just staring at my door. Okay, cool. Okay. But the campaign, I personally love it. It's a fantastic campaign. But that Spec Ops drops it. For me personally, I think it's pretty good. But it's not my go-to MW game. Mater, please, buddy. Okay. Where was I? Now we go to Black Ops. This dog, man, he's gonna make me lose my goddamn mind. Now we go Black Ops 1. It's just World at War, but better. I mean, the campaign, just as memorable, in my opinion. Maybe slightly less. Admittedly, I don't remember as much about Black Ops 1's campaign as I do World at War. But the characters, dear God, they were so good. the story expands on Reznov. You got introduced to fucking Mason, Woods, and Hudson, 3 of the most memorable characters in COD campaigns of all time. The campaign missions in general were fun. The gameplay was fantastic. The multiplayer, chef's kiss. You know, some maps kind of suck dick, but that's in every COD. That just happens. Same with OP weapons. It happens. Especially when they didn't balance things as much in these older games. And then, obviously we got fucking zombies, which in my opinion, I think Black Ops 1 has the best zombies in the series. And in my opinion, this COD is what any COD should strive to be. It was damn near flawless. And for that reason, this game, I think, is the GOAT of all CODs. In zombies, there's really only one map I dislike, and it's Shangri-La. Every other map, I can load up and play anytime. I fucking love all of them. Shangri-La is the only one where I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. This is fucking boring and annoying. But, like, I'll play 5, Ascension, Kino, obviously. What's it called? Oh, Moon. I can't. Is there a Call of the Dead? I would play any of those. Any day of the week. And obviously the remasters and all that. Just such a good zombies. Such a good multiplayer. Such a good campaign. This is the GOAT. And this is what every COD should strive to be. Then we go to MW3. We're probably getting an MW3 soon, so I'm going to say the OG just to cover all bases. The Spec Ops, upgrade over MW2. Everything else, huge downgrade, honestly. I think MW2 blows it out when it comes to that, but I will replay MW3 more because of the Spec Ops and its survival mode. But that does not indicate the game's quality, which you will see in a later ranking of another Black Ops game / just COD, obviously. I think MW3 is good, but the gameplay, in my opinion, was worse than MW2. The campaign was worse than MW2, and the multiplayer was worse than MW2. The only thing that was better, and significantly better in this case, was the co-op, but I don't think that puts it over MW2, and for that reason, MW3 goes at the top of solid tier. I think it's very good, but I don't think it deserves to be where MW2 is. Just because its gameplay wasn't as fun and its story wasn't as memorable. Like, I know Makarov was the villain of MW3, but you don't have, like, those shocking moments, like the airport scene in MW2. Or, you know, the General Shepard ghost scene in MW2. You don't have those moments. It's not that memorable of a campaign. The only thing I remember is the finale of MW3 and Soap dying. Those two I remember. Everything else, fucking wash. Mater, please stop barking. But yeah. And then we close off, in my opinion, the golden age of Call of Duty with Black Ops 2. Campaign! Fantastic. Granted, I think it's a downgrade from Black Ops 1. Multiplayer, better than Black Ops 1, in my opinion. I played the fuck out of Black Ops 2 when I was like 8, because that's when it launched. I was like 8 or 9. Regardless, I played the ever-living shit out of it. I was terrible as a shit stain, but it was so fun. I didn't even care getting shit on by like FaZe members or wannabe FaZe members. In every lobby I loaded into, because it was just a good time. I had a great time. The multiplayer was fantastic. And the zombies, look, Transit and Die Rise are 2 fucking terrible maps, but putting those 2 aside, every map in that game is great. For zombies, obviously I'm talking about. I don't think it's an amazing, I don't think it's the GOAT. I think there's an argument for it to be put in amazing, and I'm going to put it there because its multiplayer and story were so good. But I'm going to put it in like bottom of amazing because it didn't really revolutionize anything. Yeah, it introduced us into the somewhat futuristic setting that Ghost expanded upon. And then obviously Advanced Warfare and the future games kind of ran away with. But I don't think it was innovative, really. It just was fun. And that's why I looked for in COD, and it was great. And I'm happy that certain elements of Black Ops 2 still get carried on, like the maps, such as Hijacked and the paintball map. Mater, I swear to God, What is your problem? Pet. Okay. Then we get to Ghosts. I don't remember shit about Ghosts. I played Extinction once. Was terrible. 1 second. I have to let my dog out. Because he's loud. And I'm not. And he's a big old baby. Get out. Please? You're a jerk. You know that, Mater? He barks. And then to like leave. And then he doesn't want to leave when I open the door. He's just a jerk. I don't know what's your problem. Regardless. I don't remember shit about the campaign. I don't remember shit about Extinction besides that's a bad mode. And that they brought back the monsters from it for Beasts from Beyond and Infinite Warfare. And, oh my god, please stop. And there was only one good map in multiplayer that I remember. And I can't even remember the name of it. But I just remember the layout and it was really fun. Mater, I love you. I'm trying to record. And for that reason, I think it's a bad COD. I think it's a egregiously bad. I would argue it's trash, quite frankly. Because it's terrible, man. Like, I know some people who love this. I'm thinking about Zero, one of my homies in the community, that actually basically spawned any element of my career because me and him collabed on a video. Or actually 2 videos, one for his channel, one for mine. It was the 8 Below show, and we were covering Cold War because it just came out. Or the beta came out, I don't remember which. But we were covering it, and look. He kind of spawned my career. His video got a few hundred views, and mine got like 50. And I say career, I don't have a career, but like it spawned my channel, like actually doing decent. And yeah, so that was a fantastic collab, but he loves Ghost. He think that's one of the best CODs of all time. I don't. It's trash in my opinion. The campaign fucking sucked. The twist the fact that like the ending is like, who knows what happened? It's stupid. It's up in the air. It should be a cliffhanger. And you're never getting a Ghost 2. The zombies mode, the Extinction mode, terrible. Multiplayer, terrible. I know that wasn't like the same like 3 what's it called, like 3-lane structure that most CODs have, but I honestly prefer the 3-lane structure in this case. So, fuck that. That was terrible. Everything about that game was bad. There was not one redeeming quality besides one map in multiplayer. And for that reason, it's trash. Then we go to Advanced Warfare. Campaign? Pretty good. Multiplayer? Very innovative. Zombies? Gonna keep it real? Did not play it. I think you had to pay extra for it at the time when it first launched, and I didn't feel like doing that. So I didn't play the zombies. I had Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 to fall back on. I wasn't stressed. So, all things considered, besides having Kevin Spacey, the campaign's phenomenal. Like, genuinely fantastic. Although the character motivation's kind of stupid sometimes. But that's in every COD campaign. That's just how it goes. The multiplayer, super fun and innovative. The exosuits gave you free movement, but not too much. Unlike certain other CODs that we're going to get to. And it was just a really fun experience. And it was a breath of fresh air for the franchise that desperately needed it. I'm going to say it's a solid COD. I think it's above Call of Duty 1 and 2. I really do. It was a fun COD, and it's probably my favorite futuristic COD. In terms of gameplay. And I think you're going to see that reflected in these future rankings. So then you go to Black Ops 3. Multiplayer. Fantastic. Some of the best in the series. Zombies. I personally prefer Black Ops 1. But Black Ops 3 is universally recognized as the best zombies mode in COD to date. And you know what? I kind of agree. So, it's a close race. But Black Ops 3 has, and I'm not exaggerating here, the worst fucking campaign out of any COD. I swear to God. It's worse than fucking Ghosts. It had nothing to do with the franchise it was named after. It was just terrible. It was so fucking stupid. The twist of he was dead the entire time, and these were like, them trying to save him. Stupid as fuck. That's a dumb twist. Don't do it. Stop having twists in COD. It's like, unless it's like, oh, General Shepard's evil. Don't do it. Because, like, especially not the end of at the end of the fucking story. It's stupid. I hate it. Black Ops 3, for the campaign alone, it's solid. I'm not going to say it's kind of mid. I think it's above Advanced Warfare, not because of the gameplay. I think the gameplay kind of was... Look, this is when COD got too futuristic for me. I'm a boots on the ground type guy. Advanced Warfare had a lot of that mixed with those elements. Black Ops 3 felt like it was more exosuit with boots on the ground as a secondary option. So it's solid. The zombies in multiplayer are very good, but holy shit, that campaign is terrible. If the campaign was good, it'd probably be in pretty good tier because of how fun certain elements of it are. And yeah, then we have the ugly stepchild. Not the ugly just the ugly child. The ugly duckling out of the bunch. Or at least what was recognized as the ugly duckling. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I think it is still to this day the most disliked video game trailer ever on YouTube. For good reason. People were tired of fucking futuristic CODs, and it didn't look that good. The campaign. Holy shit. The campaign's phenomenal, in my opinion. Honest to God, top 5 campaign in the series. I had a great time. Ethan, I love you. I think he dies at the end of it. It's sad. And then obviously, spoiler, but like you've had like 5 years to play this game. Your character dies at the end. That's a cool thing. You don't see that a lot in COD campaigns. Normally, it's like a woo, we won, yeah. We lost some people along the way, but my character lives. No, your character fucking dies in Infinite Warfare. Fuck you. Which is dope. The zombies, fantastic. Probably the best non-Treyarch zombies ever. Zombies in Spaceland, so fun. Raven the Redwoods, so fun. Shaolin Shuffle, underrated. People act like it's terrible. It's not. Attack of the Radioactive Thing, admittedly, I didn't like it that much. But I see the appeal. The only zombies map I hated in that game, and really hated, is Beast from Beyond, because it is just such a bad fucking map. But aside from that one, the zombies mode was fantastic, and the closest thing to Treyarch that you could get that isn't Treyarch, and I would argue Zombies in Spaceland is a top 5 zombies map of all time. Treyarch and non-Treyarch. It's phenomenal. The biggest criticism I can give Infinite Warfare is its fucking multiplayer. It's a snooze fest. I can't play it. It's terrible. It's just such a bad fucking multiplayer. I can't stand it. And that knocks it down a lot, because multiplayer is the replayable value. You have zombies in multiplayer, or whatever your third mode is. Whatever, like if it's zombies co-op, whatever. That's your big one, and multiplayer, obviously. Those are your 2 big ones that keep players coming back. If you just have a campaign, it's not good. Zombies was fantastic. Multiplayer dropped the fucking ball hugely, and for that reason, kind of an L COD. And I'll put it here. Yeah, here. I think all the futuristic CODs are solid. I don't think any of them are very good, because I think they all have their own flaws that kind of fuck them over a little bit here. In Infinite Warfare, is the multiplayer. In AW, I will argue, actually, AW is ahead of Black Ops 3. My bad. I meant to have it that way. AW honestly didn't have many flaws. It just wasn't like an extremely fun game. It was very unique, though. I'll give it that for its time. And then Black Ops 3, the campaign, dog shit. So you have multiplayer, campaign, and then just everything's solid, but nothing stands out as great in Advanced Warfare. That's how I would break it down. I think that's a fair assessment there. Then you have Call of Duty World War II. World War II! Um, so multiplayer, pretty fun. Although I can't actually say although it's just a fun multiplayer. It's a very solid multiplayer. I used to play the fuck out of it with my homie Max. Um, and it's a great time. I loved it. It was a fantastic time, and it was fun to grind on. It was just a good multiplayer. It wasn't like anything amazing. It didn't blow you out of the water, but it was solid, and it was a good return to the old-fashioned COD. In terms of gameplay, in that sense. Campaign. I guess. I mean, they had some cool shit with characters having specific abilities. Like, I want to say it was not Russman. I can't think of his name. It's the Jewish guy in the story who gets like kidnapped by the Nazis. I can't think of it, but basically, he's a medic. He'll give you medical supplies. There's another guy who will give you ammo. There's another dude who will give you something else. I can't remember. I want to say it was Zimmerman, by the way. I think it was Zimmerman. Don't quote me. For the medical supplies. But like that was a really cool aspect. One of the characters' deaths and like actually kind of was like, ooh, that sucks. But for most of this, it was just an okay COD campaign. And it was another story set in World War II, which we've already had like 8,000 of. We didn't need another one, realistically. Pick a fucking different era. I seriously want COD to get in World War One, Civil War, or some like other war. Because we've seen World War II so much. We've seen Vietnam like 3 times now, which like yeah, that's cool. Maybe go Korean War, which I know like isn't super heavy American because like you can only do so much. And I mean, just don't do World War II, basically is what I'm saying. It was repetitive. And then obviously you get to the zombies, which one thing I'll give credit to the zombies mode for this is they designed the zombies extremely well and actually made them creepy to look at and like were gross, which pretty much every COD hasn't had. They just had the glowing eyes and were just like, bruh. World War II had some fantastic zombie design that actually made it look like what a zombie would look like. And that was awesome. But the maps besides the Final Reich and Groston House, I want to say it was Groston. I can't remember the name. I want to say it was Groston House. Were fucking terrible. They were all bad. Besides those two. And those were the 2 launch maps. If you want to have a good experience on World War II Zombies, you just play the 2 launch maps and not buy any of the DLC. That was pretty much the strategy. And like, it was an okay COD all around, but Zombies dragged it down. I think it's kind of mid, and I think I'm going to put it right there. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I've done a retrospective on this game. And I think it aged well. I think the lack of campaign killed this, in my mind. I love playing campaigns. It's always a good time. It gets you into the game, and it gives you a good feel for it. And also allows you to meet the characters, and it's just fun, right? So no campaign killed it. Blackout was fucking bad. It was a shitty version of Warzone, which is a weird thing to say. You have one of the most confusing, mediocre to bad zombies ever. And multiplayer was nothing special. It was just the whole game was slapped together in what seemed like a half-assed way. And look, I respect the devs that worked on this. This isn't their fault. But this game is a bad COD. Indisputably a bad COD. It has some bright spots. Zombies, you got 9. You got Ancient Evil. You got Declassified. Or Classified, whatever it is. I don't fucking care. You have Classified. And that's about it on Zombies, admittedly. Multiplayer, I did not like the systems in it. The healing was awkward. The maps, just, A lot of them were just remakes of what was already existing in previous CODs. And then the ones that were original weren't really that fun. So, you know, meh. Um, and no campaign killed it. Blackout was obviously rushed, which is true. It was rushed, and it feels like it. So, it's a bad COD, indisputably in my opinion. I don't think that you can put it above kinda mid. I think kinda mid is its absolute cap. If you were to literally nitpick every single thing to find a good point, I guess you could put it up in kinda mid, but I'm saying it's bad. And man, that's just tough. Then you have Call of Duty Mobile. I like Call of Duty Mobile. It is a fun COD that doesn't take itself too seriously. It reminds me of the older CODs. Black Ops 2 has heavy impact on it, in terms of gameplay. And it's a fun COD. Obviously, it doesn't have a campaign, but it did have a zombies. I don't know if it still does, but it did. It did have a Battle Royale. I know they're making Warzone 2.0, so I don't know if that's going to stick around. But the Battle Royale wasn't bad on COD Mobile. And, the multiplayer, pretty solid, although pretty much every map, if not every map, was just a remake. But granted, it's a mobile game. For what it is, it's free. The only thing that sucks about it is a lot of the weapon skins, pretty much all the weapon skins, are locked behind paywalls that are extremely fucking high. Like $100+ high. Like CSGO skin high. Which is ridiculous. But it's a fun COD. I'm not gonna knock it. I think it's solid. It's literally just to be played for multiplayer, but it's a fun multiplayer, and I gotta give it credit where credit's due. It's honestly probably one of the best multiplayer experiences that has come out of Call of Duty in the past few years. Which is really sad to say, given that's a mobile game. But that just goes to show where Call of Duty is. Then you have MW19, the reboot of Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare franchise. Campaign. About the only good thing, like truly good thing I can say about this game. Campaign, honest to God, in my opinion, I think it is the best COD campaign in the series. So good. Just very immersive. It's very detailed. I love every aspect. The characters feel fleshed out and actually feel human with their actions, although sometimes they're confusing, but it's solid. It's a very solid campaign. Some of the missions, I think of the one where they're breaching, like where they're clearing a house and they have to go room by room. That mission is so fucking good and is so, I won't say accurate to how it is in real life, but it's one of the most accurate missions in COD, and it's awesome. And I love to see it, and it's just a very fun campaign. Every element of it, start to finish, was great. And, I liked it. The multiplayer. This is where we get into the bad. The multiplayer. Look, my bad. It is a camper's paradise in fucking multiplayer in that game, dude. I swear to God, every corner there's someone just chilling in it back when it launched, with a 7.25, just boom, boom, boom. Like, it was so fucking annoying. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It got better over time, but just the cramped maps with the corners that were fucking everywhere, it was so annoying. And I'm not a big fan of it. It's honestly probably one of my least favorite multiplayer experiences. And then you go to the Spec Ops, which shit on what Spec Ops was in MW2 and MW3. It was a bad representation. Like, yeah, the missions weren't terrible, or the operations, whatever they're called, but it wasn't good either. The only thing I can give credit to MW for outside of the campaign is Warzone, because Warzone, when it first launched, was genuinely so fun, and it launched at the perfect time, which was the pandemic. And I had a great time playing that with my friends. Me and them used to play in like little tournaments on this website, Z League, and it was fun. We won a few bucks. It was great. But outside of that campaign, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna put it in kind of mid because the campaign honestly saves it and clutched up so heavily for it, and Warzone too to some extent before Warzone kind of went down the shitter, but that's because of other games that came down the line, not because of MW. I think when it was MW's run, it was fine. When they added in other guns, which were less balanced, it became a little bit of a problem because of other games and all that, and you have to basically rework it, and, you know, it didn't work as well. Then we go to Cold War. I don't know if y'all know my opinion on Cold War, but god damn it, this is one of the best CODs of the past, like, decade. Not decade, but, like, 6 years. I would say dating back to Advanced Warfare, this is my favorite COD. Genuinely, this is my favorite COD since Advanced Warfare. It's so just overall enjoyable. The campaign, fantastic. Wish they brought back the OG guy who voiced Woods, but they didn't. That's fine. I kind of got ratioed by him once on Twitter because I did a Woods impression, which was really rough. And he was just like, tune into my podcast to hear an actual Woods voice. And I was like, God fucking damn it, that's tough. So I got ratioed by him. That's fine though. And then so I get ratioed by the guy, but great dude. So the campaign's fantastic. The multiplayer I loved. Some of my friends hated it. That multiplayer was some of the most fun I've had in a COD in years. Genuinely was just so fun to play. I could go back to it to this day and have a good time. And the zombies was a breath of fresh air. Black Ops 4 Zombies was such a deflating experience. And Cold War knocked it out of the park with their maps. You have D Machine, you have Firebase Z, you have Mauerdertellen, and you have, I honestly can't remember it, but it was a Soviet base that was like an emulation of a like fucking American city in the Cold War. It was cool. I fucked with it. It was awesome. Fantastic. Not like 10 out of 10, not 10 out of 10, but like 8 out of 10 zombies. Not quite Call of Duty Black Ops 1 or 2 tier, or 3. But it was fun. And then obviously I have Outbreak, which is a very big innovative mode. The gameplay in that game, by the way, flawless. Just in Cold War in general, just was a flawless gameplay system. There's really not anything that I have an issue with it. And honestly, I think it belongs in the pretty good tier. I think it's better than MW3. I think it's just ever so slightly worse than MW2, but I think that could flip depending on how I feel on a day-to-day basis. And now we get to two fucking stinkers in the franchise. Vanguard and MW2, the new one. Brother, Vanguard, outside of giving me an opportunity to create a career in casting for COD leagues, is fucking trash. Zombies, the worst zombies mode ever, arguably, besides maybe Ghosts. Campaign, so fucking boring. I can't remember much of it besides the one girl who is like the like Angel of Death or whatever her name is. I don't remember, but she's pretty cool. Because I don't know, she's just a badass. And then the multiplayer. Oh my god, I'm gonna get migraine just thinking about it. It was so bad, man. The only thing I can give a compliment on is giving me an opportunity to cast for competitive leagues. But it was trash to the highest degree. I think it's the worst COD to date. I don't even think it's, like, close. It makes Ghost look like a competent COD, which is insane. And then you have MW2. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. I just can't play this game. I don't like it. It's a boring game to me. The multiplayer sucks, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of it. The campaign I haven't touched. Admittedly, I haven't played it. And the co-op mode I've heard is basically exactly like MW19, which was trash. Warzone 2 is bad, but I actually enjoy it more than Warzone 1 by the end of that one's life cycle. So, take that for what you will. But yeah, I mean, I heard the campaign for MW2 is amazing, about as good as MW19's. And I can't rate a campaign that's that good and a game that has that good of a campaign in trash. Because, quite frankly, as long as it has one redeeming quality, it's not trash. It's not completely worthless. But it's bad, and I think it's at the very bottom of bad because that multiplayer is terrible and the co-op's terrible. And honestly, I think those two things are so important to get right. You need to have those two modes because you need a strong multiplayer and a strong third mode to keep people around. And if you don't have that, you're fucked. I think that's been shown. And I mean, it's just not a very fun COD in my opinion. I don't like it. I know a lot of people do. As the same missions as MW19 with camping, in my opinion. Although the maps are better than MW19. The gameplay, I don't know. I just don't like it that much. And yeah, I guess that will do it for my COD tier list. Where I rank every single COD. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic time. I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. And yeah, next video is going to be a Siege video. So be on the lookout. It's just finishing up, getting edited. Should be out next Saturday. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic night. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified of when I upload. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, everybody. Bye.